You've been told that after the age of 25, you can never reach your physical prime again, right? Well, what if I told you that this is complete and utter BS? If you're a fitness fanatic or a high performer who wants to get into the best physical and mental shape in their life without any limitations or any restrictions holding you back, and especially without the conventional boring workout routines that you find in the gym, well, then you've come to the right place. Because in this short video, I'm going to reveal to you how I've managed to beat my 23-year-old physical prime by the age of 32 by following one simple formula. Well, how do I know that this is possible? Well, I went from feeling miserable and trapped inside of my own body, having multiple injuries ranging from a torn ACL injury, having nagging shoulder pain every time I was bench pressing, and just feeling stiffer than most 70-year-olds, to feeling insanely strong, bodily smooth, and explosive as dynamite by the age of 32 by following this one simple formula. And not only that, I've helped over a dozen of clients achieve the same with that one simple formula in just a fraction of the time. Now, before I reveal to you the exact formula that I've used to make this radical shift in my life, let's make sure that this is a good use of your time. This is not for your typical gym bro who all he wants to do is lift weights and get shredded. This is also not for beginners. This is more of an advanced protocol. And this is also not for quick fixers. So who is this for? This is for those health freaks that want to have a high quality of life for as long as they can. This is for fitness fanatics who love to explore their full athletic potential without any restrictions or setbacks determine who they are. This is for people who prioritize a functional and athletic body instead of having a shredded and below 10% body fat. And finally, this is for people who want to experience fun and flow when they move, instead of training these same old boring routines over and over again. So how did I do the unthinkable? How did I beat my physical prime at the age of 32? So first up, if you don't know who I am, I'm Tim and welcome to the channel, and I've been on quite the journey. It started when I was 17 years old. This is the moment where I had to say goodbye to one of my favorite passions at the time, which was football. After rehabilitating for 9 months due to an older knee injury, I was finally excited to be back on the pitch again. But then the unimaginable happened. I ran into a duel with an opponent, the ball was rolling and I was approaching the ball, and then at the moment of contact, an opponent ran into my knee and then it snapped. The result? A torn ACL, damaged meniscus issues, and also outer ligament that was deformed. So that's the moment I decided I'm not gonna go for another year of rehabilitation again. So what was left? The traditional fitness route. So I started doing weightlift training. I tried out multiple bodyweight programs like P90X and even Insanity Asylum, but all of those things left me completely unfulfilled and put me even in a worse physical and mental condition. In my early and mid-20s, I developed a nagging shoulder injury because of this. I also had anxiety attacks, and to make things worse, I got into a bad food relationship at the time. What it really showed me is that the fitness industry doesn't give a crap about how you move or how you function. It cares only about one thing: how you look. That's why we have so many gyms. That's why it feels like we have more diets than molecules right now. For me, this aesthetic approach was very detrimental, and it really left my body and mind into a very bad shape. Fast forward a couple of years and I'm now in the best physical and mental shape of my life. And I'm not even kidding, my 23-year-old doesn't even come close. And that's because I started to shift towards a different style of moving. A style of moving that relied on one simple formula. And that formula is movement diversity over movement linearity. And when I started to shift towards this formula, something really interesting happened. My shoulder issues started to dissipate in less than 3 months. My flexibility and mobility greatly enhanced. I even unlocked the ring muscle up in less than 2.5 months. And for the first time in 15 years, I started to experience flow when I was moving in my training sessions. And instead of dreading to go to the gym, I started to look forward to moving my body. But here's the but. There is even more. My need for partying and booze became less. I started to look more toned and more lean. I even felt that I was getting better sleep on a consistent basis, and my relationship with food became much better. All without putting any thought into it. And this is when I knew This is the future of fitness. One that is fun, exciting, playful, functional, cool, challenging, and innovative, and will get you into the best physical and mental shape of your life without any restrictions or limitations holding you back. Since that one shift, I've spent over 1,800 hours practicing, studying, and even researching this new kind of movement formula. I'm now even in the first ever 5-year human movement study led by Marcello Palozzo. And in April 2023, I decided to go all in on this future of fitness and help other fitness fanatics and performers achieve the same. And this one simple formula has helped Osama eliminating his chronic shoulder pain, which he suffered from for over 5 years, to now dipping 25 kilos full range of motion. Or Jill, a 52-year-old mother of 2 who suffered from years of chronic lower back pain, now increasing her range of motion and finally gardening pain-free, which is one of her favorite hobbies. Or Gio, achieving a deep squat for the first time in 15 years. Or Nikki, who went from doing a lot of weight training, having joint aches, to now doing gymnastic ring training and looking and feeling better than ever with a more toned body. Or James, who went from feeling like a couch potato to a strong and energetic father who doesn't have to say no to playing with his kids because he feels tired. But first, let me tell you why this idea is so groundbreaking. Well, instead of specializing in one way of moving, you started to broaden the totality of your movements. Just look at what Bruce Lee did with martial arts. Instead of specializing further into Wing Chun, he started to broaden his movement and fighting landscape and diversifying his practice, which led him to make a radical shift in the fitness industry back in the day. Everyone wanted to be like him, like I still do, because he had a total mastery of his body and mind. Well, I think that's because he found a secret that just a few people know, is that you start to approach your fitness as a physical ecosystem rather than a physical specialism. So what does this really mean? Well, it means that the more diversity is present inside of your practice, inside of your training routines, the better you operate. Just like a spider web. What do you think is better? A web with just a couple of webs, both horizontally and vertically, or a web that is very dense with a lot of horizontal and vertical lines? I think the latter, right? Because it has more connections, it has more options, it's more denser, it's more connected and more resilient towards certain changes. So having a physical ecosystem thrives while having a physical specialism is trying to survive. But you might be wondering, how do you develop a physical ecosystem that is thriving without spending years and years to develop it? Well, to answer that, you have to look at the core 3 fundamental bottlenecks that every fitness enthusiast, fitness freak, athlete, performer always faces when they want to make a physical transformation. The first one is not knowing where to start because they just don't have a clue where their body currently stands. The second one is not having an exercise plan that is specifically tailored for them. And to expand on that, this is the biggest downside of this information overload era with social media being very present in it. You see all kind of exercises, you try to do them for 2 weeks, you see no results, get demotivated, and then back at square one. Lacking a clear plan that shows you the path forward and also which steps to take at any moment inside of this process. You know, it's the same like walking in the forest with a lot of fog. How the hell are you supposed to know where you're going? Especially if you've never been on this road or forest before. It's almost like walking in the dark, right? So no wonder people are inconsistent nowadays. And all of these things lead them to one thing. They feel overwhelmed, they feel frustration, and most importantly, it's lacking the ability to act. Well, after years of experimentation and tinkering, I've designed a 3-step system that get my clients similar results like me, but then in just a fraction of the time. And here is how. Step 1, clarity. This step lays the complete foundation for the entire transformation that my clients go through. It follows a simple and curated screening that tells your body exactly where it stands right now in terms of functional strength, mobility and range of motion, posture, and even cardio capacity. What we do here is we eliminate the fog and we're trying to see the forest in its totality. Therefore, getting clarity and seeing the entire map ahead. Step 2. personalization. Offering personalized program that is specifically tailored to your goals, that is a key part. Because aligning with what you want and the outcome of the assessment, that's where the magic happens, because this reduces the time you spend to make that physical transformation dramatically. All to help you move better, feel better, look better, and perform better at a faster rate. So step number 3, that's accountability and achievement. So the difference between knowing and not knowing can really make or break your physical transformation. And therefore we implement an easy and scalable framework that helps you know what to do at any moment in time, and also to see the entire map in front of you, that you know what you're working towards in a sustainable fashion. So you might be wondering, how does this work? How do you see the results? How long does it take to get the results? How long do each of these steps take? Well, I'm glad you asked. We do this inside of our program called Beast Code. This is where I help fitness fanatics and performers unlock their full athletic potential without any restrictions or any limitations holding them back, so that they can get into the best physical and mental shape of their lives, no matter the age. So how does it work? Well, it's a 4.5-month accelerator where we first dive into the assessment part. This is where we get a lot of clarity by following the steps inside of the assessment map. And this will be around the first 1 to 2 weeks, and we really want to make sure that we really get all of the information and data so that you know exactly where your body stands right now. So the second step is the Beast Code Blueprint. Here we get you a personalized program based on your goals, the assessment, and also the Beast Code Blueprint. And this will really lay the foundation in the week 2 to 8 to make sure that we get the schedule going, get you consistent, and then we'll enter phase number 3, which is achievement. And here we update your program progressively with the responsive progress system. This means that once you achieve a certain milestone, we'll make sure that we progressively overload the system so that you not only get rapid results, but the results that you get are also sustainable, which is the most crucial part. This will be the remainder of the program, so think about week 8 to week 18. And along the way, I will be there with one-on-one guidance to support you at every moment in time. Additionally, you get access to a private community group filled with energetic and ambitious legends that are working towards their physical peak and prime alongside you, so you never feel stuck. Also, you get access to the Beast Code library full of resources about strength principles, mobility guidelines, and different training modalities, all to help you become an absolute beast in a sustainable way. And on a monthly basis, there's also a group masterclass session where we'll dive into one of the core elements of the Beast Code pillars, or we touch upon topics that one of the physical beasts wants to expand on. So the question you need to ask yourself: what is it costing you to not be in the best physical and mental shape of your life? Spending hours on the wrong exercising, rehabilitation exercises, and being inconsistent, therefore not reaching your physical prime, that's a time price. Feeling less fit, making poor food choices, gaining an extra couple of pounds, that's the nutrition price. More weight gain, less clarity, less energy, less focus, that's the performance price. And also feeling less mentally resilient, more frustrated and more demotivated every time you hit a roadblock again. That's the emotional price. Can you see where I'm going with this? So the question you need to ask yourself: how much is it worth to you to have the skills and system that me and my clients have? So if it's time for you to fully unleash your inner beast and surround yourself with absolute moving savages and follow this new path to building a physique that would crush your physical prime, then follow me on Instagram. And this is really important because then I can respond to you and DM me the word code, and I'll send you the full details of the Beast Code program. And if you just found me, you can check out my other videos where I talk about my top 5 mobility exercises to build a bulletproof body, or by working on the gymnastic rings will get you stronger than any piece of gym equipment that you'll ever find. They are in the description below. Okay, this was really fun, and I'll see you in the next video.